Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Come here.
Okay, see you soon. Good luck.
Hey guys, how you doing? So today we're going to be playing around with summer 2021 trends. Makeup trends that are going to be popular this summer. An article popped up in my Apple newsfeed and it was talking about trends that are going to be really big this summer. I ended up going and finding a number of other articles. I'll post them down below, and I kind of just picked the things that seem to be consistent across the board, and we're going to be applying them all to my face all at the same time. So I am filming in 100% natural light. I'm in front of a window, and today everything is drugstore. I'm pretty sure almost everything is drugstore. Except for like my moisturizer. Yeah, so everything's drugstore. So I'm going to start with the same moisturizer I've been using, the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. So it's actually really interesting. John and I have gotten into a Shark Tank like binge lately. But last night we were sitting there watching and these two women came on and they said they were Glow Recipe. But they were talking about how they were like more of a distributor and they curated Korean beauty, and like the logo, none of it looked the same. Like it didn't look like the same company at all. None of the products looked the same. Like they had this sea kelp mask. I was convinced. I was like, so was there a Glow Recipe and they just went completely out of business? And another company started up and used the same name, because it literally none of it looked the same. None of the packaging was like completely different. Oh, it's on Hulu if you have Hulu. I would recommend if you're into that kind of stuff, go watch it. It was really fascinating. And I looked it up and it is the same company. Like that is the same company. They were on Shark Tank. I was pretty baffled. That's the Glow Recipe that is all over TikTok and everyone is talking about. I found it super interesting. Highly recommend that episode. One, it's for sure if you're into Shark Tank and makeup, go watch that episode. Alright, so one of the big trends this summer, it's already been in trend for like a little while now, but it's really going to continue on through this summer, is a really glowy, dewy, not super full coverage matte skin. So really kind of steering away from that like Huda Beauty, you know, like airbrushed matte full coverage foundation. Everyone's kind of gearing more towards, if not like tinted moisturizers and stuff, but even more like light to medium coverage foundations, but really glowy skin. So today I'm gonna go in first with this Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal. Yeah, L'Oreal. I picked this up. I was literally just looking for like glowy stuff to try just for fun from the drugstore. I think this has been out since like 2012. But I take some of this stuff and I'll smear it all over my face. And I'm just gonna use my hands. So this definitely, it's not exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury or like the Glow by Auric, the Samantha Ravindal's brand. She has the Glow Lust, I think that's what it's called, which I do really want to try that. This isn't exactly, like it's definitely not as glowy. Yeah, so I feel like it's not near as like reflective. Like it feels like there's not quite as much like luminosity in it. But it does add a nice glow to the skin, just kind of like a little bit of a glowy primer. I'm going to be mixing the True Match Lumi foundation in with some of that Glotion. And then I'm just going to go in with a beauty blender. But this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to mix just a teensy bit more. I still have a little bit of redness on my nose, and there's just a couple areas on my cheeks I want to have just a tad more coverage. So moving into the summer, kind of stacking on top of what's going to be trendy with foundation and whatnot. It's just going to be like an overall dewy bronzed look. So really sticking to cream products to warm up the skin, and I mean even blush and everything. So am I using all cream today? Yeah, I'm basically using all cream today. I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for my concealer. This is like just kind of a tried and true. And I'm going to put some of this underneath. I'm gonna add a little bit over here. And I'm actually gonna add some on top of my eyelid. So you can build this up to have more coverage. But in general, it just looks really nice on the skin. I use this e.l.f. Cream Contour palette. I don't use the highlight shade like ever, but I use the contour and like bronzing shades quite often, and so I'm just gonna use this today because I know it works. And I typically go between this shade, the cooler shade, and this warmer shade, and I just kind of dab between the two. I just dip my beauty blender straight in there. And then I go kind of right above where, if I made a duck face, I go just right above that. And then I take it up to the sides of my temples. And then I will take it down my jaw. And so basically what I'm doing is this side of the Beauty Blender has most of the color, and so I'll kind of lay some of that down. And then I'll take the bottom of the Beauty Blender that doesn't have any product and kind of buff it out if I feel like it's getting to be just kind of too much, you know? Yeah, so there we go. Nice and bronzy. So for blush, I don't think this is going to be a surprise. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Blush. These are all over the place. Everyone is using them. So I don't remember what the name of this shade is. I'll have to look it up. And same thing, I just dip my Beauty Blender straight into it. This stuff, I'm not gonna lie, it's really worth the hype. There are some things over the past like few months that I did not think were worth the hype. I think it was a Maybelline mascara. I think it was Maybelline, the like Sky High. I hate that mascara. I didn't think it was worth the hype, but the e.l.f. Putty Blushes, I do think are worth the hype. They just blend very seamlessly. Here we go. I really like the colors. I want to try the Melt Blush Lights. Is that what they're called? The Melt Cream Blushes. That was a blush I really wanted to try. I haven't yet because I just fell in love with this. I also have a cream blush. I'm gonna put some of this on my nose just to add some sun-kissed. I also have a cream blush I would highly recommend from Flower Beauty. I think they're called the Blush Balm. I'm actually gonna go back in with this lotion. I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand and then use a beauty blender, because this stuff doesn't have any glitter in it at all. It just has like a kind of glowy finish that I really quite like. And because it does just have that kind of glowy finish, I do like to use this pretty much everywhere on my face. And it just adds a little more luminosity. A little bit more. And here, I guess I can show you guys on the back of my hand specifically what I mean. So that's it. Oop, 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 it's super bright, it's super bright. It's really, really natural looking. It's super toned down. Very natural looking. I really quite like it. So this is where we're at so far. I guess it's time. Well, I'm gonna do my eyebrows first, I guess. Yeah, my eyebrows. Okay. I'm gonna go in. This is just a Morphe 158. Just the Morphe spoolie and like angled brush. And then I actually just used, I got a new one. I just got a new one. I actually just used the Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. I actually thought I got the unscented. Apparently I didn't. I prefer to use the unscented. That's okay. That's kind of strong. We'll see if this burns my eyes. So this is the only drugstore, non-drugstore product I'm using today. It's from Mavin Beauty. It's the Rosewater Setting Spray. I don't really particularly want to use this stuff on my face. I don't know. I read the ingredients and like, I don't know. I'm not like jumping to use it like directly on my face as a setting spray, but I have been using it for my brows and it's been working out quite nicely. And then I don't have to waste my MAC Fix Plus on my brows because sometimes I feel like I'm just wasting my MAC Fix Plus. So I've been using this. Just wet my spoolie. And then I pick up soap, really coat the brush in it. My husband was very weirded out by this when I was doing my brows in front of him. He didn't really understand. And then I take this, I brush it through. Let me zoom in for this. My cat's in the litter box. You're gonna hear him. I'm sorry. And then I start brushing up. So my brows never get super, my cat. So because of my brows and the way they just naturally lay, I mean, you can see on this brow, my brows just like to lay flat, like down. So even with soap, they don't tend to hold all day. They do start to fall. But soap has been my best bet. So if you can see the difference, they just look a lot more like fluffed up. This is the way I like to do it. I have heard good things about the Kosas brow gel. I've heard really good things about that guy. I tried the NYX Super Glue. It didn't do shit for my brows, honestly. It didn't hold them up. It definitely didn't. They went back flat by the time I was done with my makeup. So I really don't like that stuff. And I guess I didn't even mention this, but like Fluffy brows are going to continue to be a thing this summer. Really, in general, bold brows are going to be a thing this summer. So one of the trends I was reading about, which I am going to implement somewhat, was talking about like surprise pops of color. One of the examples that they gave was actually like colored brows, which is interesting. One day I will try red brows to match my hair. I don't know how I feel about it. I tend to stick to brown for my brows. So that's what they're looking like. So I'm gonna go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. This is like a Glossier brow. Come on, come on, come on. This is like a Glossier brow, what is it? Brow Flick dupe, from what I've heard. I've never used the Glossier one because I have this one and it's cheap, so I don't see any need to buy the Glossier one. And basically all I'm doing at this point is filling in where I feel like my brows need a little help. So that's where we're at. So now I'm gonna go in with eyes. Okay, this is the part that might get interesting. Okay, well, I guess I should talk about what's gonna be trendy. So really it's gonna be about super bright colors, not a whole lot of like smoked out looks, more like grungy looking, but super bright colors and very graphic, like graphic liner is going to be super in. So I have like 4 different liquid liners I'm gonna mess around with, and then I have a few stick liners. So these I actually wore the other night when we went to dinner. They are the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. I have to say, I love the color. So I got this blue, super pretty. It's like kind of reflective. And then I got this gold, which I love this gold. I was super excited about these. Oh, I love the gold. But they do not dry down at all. They actually like smudge off super easy. Like super, super easy. Which is fine. I mean, it's like not the biggest thing to complain about. And I don't know why I mean, it is a crayon. And they still look rather pretty when you blend them out. I was just hoping that they were still gonna pack. I also really don't like the way the glitter looks in the blue. Can you see it? Once it's sheared out, I don't know. I wasn't as obsessed with them as I thought I was gonna be. I'm still gonna use them, but I'm not gonna use them today. I'm definitely gonna do liquid liner on the top today. Oh no, I should have opened these before this video. I just cut my nails. I'm pretty sure I didn't wash this when I got home from the store with it. Good thing I'm vaccinated. So this is the NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Aqua Green. I quite like that. So this is a Wet n Wild one. This is Wet n Wild On Edge Longwear Eye Pencil. No! Thomas? No. John? So this is the Wet n Wild On Edge Longwear Eye Pencil in Sapphire and Ice. This is the bottom, more blue one. That's the NYX, and that's the Wet n Wild. And then this is the same Wet n Wild pencil in the shade Shock Therapy. I actually really quite like this pink one. I've worn this pink one once. It's really nice. Okay, and then so I got some of these NYX Vivid Brights. I will say I've used this one once already and I had a really hard time with it. I'm gonna see if I can make them work easier today because I've already kind of messed around with them. I love the color. I just had a hard time with application. So this is the color Vivid Sapphire. It's right next to the pink. So yeah, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's very, very bright. It's very opaque, but I'm normally pretty comfortable with like black and brown liquid liners. So I was a little surprised I struggled like I did, but we'll see. And this is the same Vivid Brights in the color Vivid Escape. Okay, so this is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Voltage Blue. So I got this one after I had a lot of issues with the NYX one, just because I wanted to be able to compare them. So I did get what I think will be at least a similar blue. Ooh. Okay, now I think I like the NYX one more. We'll see. So the Wet n Wild one is very, very liquidy. It's like watery. Can you even see that? How it's like, there's quite a bit more like liquid on my hand. I'm sorry, it's this top one. It's definitely a little lighter than the NYX one, but the NYX one looks a lot more, I don't know, just bright. So they both just dry down kind of cracky. So just based on how they're drying down on my hand, I don't know if you can see them, but especially that green one, it's very cracky. The Wet n Wild one is not drying down as cracky. I don't know, we'll see. This is the Revlon Liquid Chrome So Fierce Chrome Ink Liquid Liner in the color Ultraviolet Foil. This is what it looks like. That's quite nice. I did not think I was gonna like this like brush thing. Sponge, it's like a sponge. But I actually quite like that. It's this guy all the way over here. I mean, I kind of want to use at least the 3 different brands. So I'm going to use the purple chrome and the NYX Liquid Brights on this eye, I guess. And then on the other side, I'm going to do a like combination of the blues and greens and that pink. I think I'm going to put a pop of pink on the bottom. I don't know, this could be really awful. We'll see. So I'm gonna start with the NYX Vivid Brights and just do like a wing with that. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my god. I just saved my camera. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this off camera. I'm just gonna have too hard of a time. Here's the thing. I'm having the same issue with this one that I had with the other ones. Or the other color, I mean. So, for one, look at how bad it's already like cracking. It also got all over my eyelashes, but that's my fault, not the eyeliners. Yeah, so as it's drying, can you see, come on, focus, how awful it looks? And then I ended up, so this is the same issue I had with the other one. It also is not as bright as it kind of continues to dry. So if you try to go in and build up some color just to increase the opacity, because it's kind of patchy, like it's literally cracking off of my eye. It starts like peeling up the eyeliner underneath. I really don't like this, to be completely honest. Like, I'm considering just taking it off of my eye. Oh my gosh, it's so dry. Kind of bummed I bought 2 different colors because I'm probably never gonna use that. I'm gonna go in with this purple chrome Revlon thing. I wonder how long this lasts. I feel like how much can actually be in this lid? Because this is, wait. Oh no, there's stuff in here. I don't understand how this thing works, but. I'm actually gonna go in with this NYX, the retractable eyeliner in aqua green, and line the bottom of my my bottom lash line. And I think I'm actually going to extend it so it goes underneath this purple. Kind of want to take it up and blend it in. I'm wondering if that's just gonna be too much. I'm washing this off anyways, who cares? Is that my favorite eye look? No, probably not, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna do a wing with this Wet n Wild. I'm going to start by wiping off most of the excess off of the brush and the little thing because it comes out super liquidy and wet. And oh, it's even still wet. And I still might, no, it's pretty darn opaque. Oh my gosh, it doesn't get all over my eyelashes either. So that's what we're dealing with. It's not like my best wing, okay? This isn't. But I must say, that eyeliner is a bazillion times easier to work with than the NYX one. So I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild Hot Pink, what is it, Aftershock liner. And I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did over here. Okay, I like this eye so much more. Okay, I'm gonna save those for the end. Okay, so like I was saying, one of the trends this summer is going to be pops of color where you normally don't have like pops of color. So like I said, oops, eyebrows were like a big one. Let me zoom back out. So eyebrows were a big one, like bright pop, like blush that are in like maybe a little different colors. So like orange blushes. I even saw some pictures of like purpley kind of hued blushes. And then mascaras. So at the drugstore, I didn't find any like super fun bright mascaras. I did just find this L'Oreal Voluminous Original in purple. It looks decently bright. I will say I have used this once already, and I quite like the formula. So there were kind of like three things I was reading about lips. One being like just sort of going with the natural sort of look. So even just like a balm, like a nice glossy balm, or kind of going the other end of that spectrum and it being like a bright, bold, colorful lip, or even like just once again like a really bright lip. We're coming off of a year masking, so both of those trends kind of make sense. One, I don't know, for me it was kind of nice to not have to wear lipstick and like touch it up and mess with it. I just basically wore balm all the time because I had a mask on. Or once again, we had masks on all year, so it might be kind of nice to like wear some bright lipstick and express ourselves with our lips. Also, lip stains are going to be very in. So today I'm actually, because my eyes are brighter, I'm going to go in with just a lip balm. So this is the Bali Balm in Sweet Orange and Coconut. This is not worth the price, but I have it. It does leave like a nice glossy look. It doesn't like super moisturize my lips or anything. I prefer other lip balms. The Lumi Glow Pear. I really like this. It is like a pretty natural finish. I really like the Lumi Glotion. It's not as luminous as the Charlotte Tilbury. What is the name of that? And I should have looked it up, but I didn't. It's not near as like luminous or glowy. It's like a toned down version of that and like the Auric Glow Lust. But I still really like it, especially on like even more natural days. And if I don't necessarily want to be like super glowy. And I do really like using this as a highlighter. I really highly recommend picking up the Putty Blush if you already haven't. I feel like I'm kind of behind the game on this, but these are worth the hype. They're worth the hype. I highly recommend them. I feel like this little pot is gonna last me forever. Highly recommend the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. And then when it comes to my eyes, I mean, this is fine. It was decently cheap. I would recommend it. The formula is fine. So on this side, I used, the first time I went in, I used this Nyx Brights. I put the blue one, this guy. So I've now used these twice. I used this color last time and I had such a hard time with it. I started to think it was just me. It was the way I was applying it. I wasn't ready to give up on it because I do really like the color, but it is so hard. Anytime I put more eyeliner on just to kind of build up the color a little bit, it completely peels off the eyeliner that's below it. I will say that this blue one didn't like start cracking as crazy as this green one did. I loved the color of this. I was really stoked about it when I first swatched it, but oh my gosh, within like a minute or two, this was like cracking like the Sahara Desert on my eyelid. It was so gross looking. It made my eyelids look, I mean, you guys saw, I don't know. I also will say that, like, when I was applying these, it got all over my eyelashes. I had such a hard time using them. It was like clumpy, and at first I thought maybe like, I don't know, I just don't notice that when I use black eyeliner because I put black mascara over it. I don't know, I noticed it the first time. I really noticed it this last time, but when I used that Wet n Wild, when I used this eyeliner on this eye, I didn't have that problem. So I'm pretty sure it's just these eyeliners suck. I'm kind of upset that I even spent $14 on these, you know? They were like, I think $7 or $8 each. I don't like these. I will probably never use these again, which is a bummer because I really like the colors. I normally really like NYX products, but I really would not recommend these. They are very hard to use and they just don't look good on the eye. And to be honest, it's like NYX crayon. Like, it's not bad, but it's not super opaque. It's, oh, and it broke. I didn't have it like super twisted up or anything. What the I wasn't crazy about it. I will probably use this again, but like compared to, once again, the Wet n Wild ones, I prefer the Wet n Wild ones. This L'Oreal Chrome Paint thing, this came out fine. Like, I don't hate it. I'll probably use it again. I'm kind of wondering how long this is gonna last me. It's already not near as pigmented as it was when I first swatched it, so I don't know how long this is gonna last. I will see how many uses I get out of it. But like, it looks pretty on the eye. It doesn't dry down super fast. It is like a really nice, pretty metallic. This eye over here, highly recommend this guy. It was significantly cheaper than even the NYX one. I think this was like $3 or something. I'm not gonna lie, when I first swatched this, I thought I was gonna have a horrible time applying it, and that's when I started telling myself, like, okay, is this just colored liquid liners? Maybe this is just colored liquid liners. But this guy went on just fine. I mean, is it like as easy as some of my pens? No, I'm not like the hugest fan of this applicator. I like having more of a pen to grip onto, but in terms of the formula, I much prefer this. And once again, I would highly recommend the Wet n Wild stick liners over the NYX ones. I guess that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.